401k may be taking a hit this week after another sell-off. The Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P each lost more than 1.5% of their value yesterday, the second straight day of losses. President Trump placed the blame on his political foes and, quote, impeachment nonsense. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to explain what's really behind the drop. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
What's behind the drop?
Well, you know, we've been talking about this generalized slowdown in the global economy. It's been going on for about a year now. And I think that there was new evidence specifically here in the U.S. of a further slowdown. We had a manufacturing index fall to a 10-year low. This is pretty stunning. Now, I know manufacturing is not the whole economy. It's probably about 11% of the economy, 8% of jobs. But it does tell you that there is a slowdown in place, some disappointing numbers on jobs, and also, of course, trade tensions. Just yesterday, the World Trade Organization has basically said the U.S. can go and impose new tariffs on European goods. So trade tensions all over the world. Put a pale on everything and put it all together, and you have a nasty sell-off.
Jill, markets hate uncertainty, and an impeachment inquiry creates uncertainty.
Or impeachment nonsense, as the president calls
Yeah,
it.
I think that there is...
So what do you think the factor is with that?
I think that that is true. It is uncertainty. But I think these other issues are probably much more important. I do think that market jitters get escalated when there is a feeling of a cloud of uncertainty, as you say. Now, when you go back and look at the other impeachments, I'm not going back to Johnson. I don't remember that one too well. But I will say that usually what has happened in these cases where there is some problem in D.C., that the underlying trend gets amplified. So if the underlying trend is that we're worried about a slowdown, we're worried about a recession, and this uncertainty could lead us to then say, oh, my gosh, I don't want to do anything. And that's the concern.
So let's get down to practical advice. If people have money in the markets, what should they do?
I think that if you are a long-term investor, that means you don't need the money for 5 or 10 years. You really want to just stick to your game plan. I get it. It's nerve-wracking, but you got a plan, stick to it. If you need your money within the next 12 months, a home down payment, I got to buy a car, I got to write a tuition check, that money never should have been at risk. So you're going to have to go bite the bullet, take the money out, and move on. Now, if you're just nervous, you're just sort of a worried investor in general, maybe you've got too much risk in general in that portfolio, maybe it's time to do something different. But if you're going to move your allocation around, if you're going to move your pieces around, don't then second guess yourself as soon as the market goes up again. That is not a good thing. That's called trying to time the market.
All right, Jill Schlesinger, thank you very much.